Oh, when is this heat gonna end? Oh. Some of you who are subscribers to my channel and been watching my videos for some time would remember back in November I had a motorcycle accident and came off bike. Not this one, I had a loan bike at the time while my one was being MOT'd, and I crashed it at about 40 mile an hour. Now I'm bringing this out kind of a bit in the open because it's been made known to my parents about this, but I ended up having like a health check done, and it's in relation to my accident. They give you like a 40 plus health check when you're over the age of 40 in the UK. They now, the NHS, our National Health Service, send a letter through to say about having a health check to make sure you're still alive and everything. And I went on one of these. They like take bloods and do your blood pressure, check your height and your waistline and do all that business, and all of that was good. Could lose a few more inches off my waistline is what they told me, but otherwise my cholesterol, blood pressure, heart rate, everything like that was all tickety-boo, apart from one thing that they found on the bloods, which was to do with my liver function. And they go and ask me, this nurse, she says, "Are you a heavy drinker or something?" And I said, no, I don't hardly drink at all. I have probably about 1 glass of wine, maybe once a month, once every other month, maybe something like that. You know, I don't excessively drink, not like I used to do. The worst I ever did was down a whole bottle of vodka and got quite mullered, shall we say. That my brother had to like carry me home and throw me into bed and keep checking on me overnight, make sure I wasn't going to puke up in the middle of the night and choke on my vomit. Anyway, we're digressing, but yeah, they're asking me whether I was a heavy drinker, so I said no, and a little bit surprised by it that they found something on it. And then I kind of like twigged. I thought, hang on, liver. When I had my accident, getting back to the accident business, when I came off, I got pretty much bruised up all on my right hand side, all on where my ribs and chest is, and abdomen area, and it was yeah, pretty sore for a little bit of time after that. My wife was wondering if I broke some ribs again. I broke a rib once before while walking my dog on a beach. I ended up kicking a tennis ball, and my dog was on an extendable lead, and I kicked the ball a bit too far, and the dog went chasing off after it, and got to the end of the lead. I went running off after him to think, no, this is going to end painfully, and yeah, bang, over I go, and then crunch, I crack a rib. But yeah, this time coming off the bike, it did not feel like a cracked rib. It just felt like I've heavily bruised myself and bruised my ego coming off a bike, and yeah, I thought, you know, I was just bruised up and nothing much of it, till this like blood test came up. So I've mentioned it to them, and what they've gone and done is booked me in for a scan, like one of these ultrasound scans, to have a look at my liver, because as I've told them that I don't drink and I'm not a heavy drinker, that they're a little bit concerned to make sure that everything is all right down there, because the doctor who I had to see after all this nurse business with this health check said that I could have actually caused a hematoma on my liver, which is like a right big collection of blood, pool of blood, which would mean that because of my accident I probably slightly ruptured my liver. And I say, even after this accident, I just got up. I was more concerned about the bike, got the bike back to the garage, collected my bike and went to work on my bike. But the following day or two, I ended up getting a car and ended up going by car, because it was just so painful riding the bike. Could not describe it. Just throughout my whole chest, abdomen area, it was just aching, which was probably because I was bleeding out from inside. Now, I don't fully know that that is the case, but that is the most probability, that the reason why my liver function is not particularly too great. So they want to have a look at it and make sure that everything there from my accident and that is actually healing correctly. Now, coming on to the serious note of this, if you ever do come off your bike and you have an accident, even at 30-40 mile an hour, and you get bruised up, make sure you get checked out. And if you have any abdominal pain, and I mean like you feel it like a lump inside you, that's a pressing pain in there, and that, go get checked out. Go mention it to a doctor that you crashed your motorcycle and that, and you've been injured there and you want a full examination. Don't take no rubbish off them, because once when I cracked and broke my rib because of my dog, I went to Bury St Edmunds, West Suffolk Hospital, and I went to A&E to see if I could have a X-ray to see if I'd broken my rib, because worst thing you don't want is a broken rib, and a bit of rib or whatever punctures a lung or the lining to your chest cavity, because it'll end up causing your lung to collapse, and then that will, you know, can be fatal. So I wanted to make sure that, you know, if I got a cracked rib and that, I want to make sure that it's just cracked and it will just naturally heal over time by itself. But the lady in A&E goes to me, "Do you want cancer?" And that, I go, "Pardon?" And she goes, "Do you want cancer? If you're gonna have a X-ray, you'll get cancer," she goes to me. I thought, you cheeky cow. And she didn't even realise my mum was actually, at the time, had been diagnosed with breast cancer and was being treated for said disease. So how heartless was this flipping woman? I couldn't believe it. I just thought, stuff you then, stuff it. You know, I'll just carry on and you know, live my life, and we'll see. If anything happens, if I get a collapsed lung, then I'm coming back here, because it'll been registered that I turned up at A&E and that, and then I'll end up suing to say that I came here for an X-ray, requested an X-ray, was told and that no, you're not going to have an X-ray, in no uncertain terms of, do you want cancer? But yeah, flipping it. So I hope that nothing like that occurs this time, that I meet a totally different person. Maybe she was just having a bad day, who knows. But yeah, that's my kind of boggle at the moment. But yeah, make sure if you do have an accident, you do get badly bruised up, to make sure that you do get checked out. Because the people that were stopping for me and wanting me to sit down and take it easy and all that business, which I'm the kind of person that would just jump up from an accident if no limbs are hanging off by a thread, and try to get on with life. But yeah, they were trying to like phone for an ambulance and I was stopping them. So but you know, I'm the kind of person I don't want to bother an ambulance for. I don't want to bother this. There's enough people that, especially in our country here in the UK, that turn up to A&E because they've got a flipping ingrowing toenail, or they've got a little cough or something like this, and they're told to go away and have some paracetamol because they've got a bit of a cold, a runny nose, and they just waste time at A&E for no good reason. And I don't want to be one of those kind of people. You know, if I'm just a bit bruised, just a bit bashed up, I'm the kind of one who would just say, no, I'll just get home and I'll recover over it. You know, flipping man up a bit. But yeah, I'm going to get checked out. I'm good enough in my health. I don't feel it, so I'm sure whatever it was, if it was something like that, like some massive hematoma on my liver, that it's healing up and sorting itself out. And that accident didn't kill me, which is always good. Don't want to die, do you? So, yeah, leave this vlog, say goodbye, and see you in the next one again. Whoa, it is hot, 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 and it's going to get hotter even this week again, even more. We are in a massive heat wave. Massive heat wave. Oh, my bits.